Hello everyone, welcome back to Second Life, and today we are looking at the Haunted Mansion Tribute Ride. And as you might already tell, the sound is off for this video because since we're having to do a area that has a lot of sounds based around a Disney ride, I have a general policy of not messing around with the mouse in regards to anything copyrighted there. So if you would like to hear the ride with all of its sounds and whatnot, I definitely would say have a pop in for a look. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on the Haunted Mansion ride today, as this place actually does have an attachment that I think is being built onto it called the Dark Park, and you can see the name of it and the entrance to it over there. But the Haunted Mansion ride, has really been the thing that's been around for years and years. I think this is its 13th year. And while there's actually a poster here for Vipers that we did a couple of videos back, that's pretty neat. But there's been times when it's been shifted down to only the mansion before, and the mansion's always been the thing that stood out, so it's always stood standing year after year. So we're going to be taking a look at that, and I may do the Dark Park area in another video. In that case, here's the mansion, as you can see it here. Looks like a very nice setup area. And just like the actual mansion, the mansion itself here is a front for the actual ride that's pretty much behind it, which I thought was a nice little thing. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it today. Mansion staff, I see. Have a little bit of stuff loading up here, it looks like. There we go. As you can tell, the place is built in I think it's built mostly with prims. I don't know if there's any mesh into it at all, if there has been mesh put into it over the years. See some of the gravestone sayings here. Poor Jim, turns out he couldn't swim. Let's see what this is over here. Okay. But yeah, this does try and get in a lot of stuff that's just like the ride. This was Roxy, now in a Boxy. Roxbox. Let's see the head ghost, or at least a picture of it over here. Huh. Mouse World Were Wise. That's actually a reference to a theme park area here in Second Life that was around many years ago. I actually have a video of Mouse World, though it's part of one of my Phase 1 videos, which are pretty bad at this point. But yeah, I have actually been there before. And Mouse World sort of I think it really kicked off a lot of the other theme parks that eventually built up after it went down. Alright. We're here at the entrance now, and I think there might be a thing we're going to have to wait on for a moment. See the gravestone that changes the name of anybody that comes nearby it. And yeah, I think we're going to have to wait here for a moment and see how this goes. Yep, 75 seconds, so I may try to see if this is going to load in time to see if it'll show my full name or not. It's kind of slow at this, I'm not sure why. Texturization has been slower than usual, I think. It's almost there, though. We're just missing 2 more letters. There we go. Quite a long time. It's been 10 years for me. 10 years on Second Life. Alright, that's about the amount of time that we need, so these doors should be opening up. There we go. Got a caretaker, or maybe this is the mansion master here. Not quite sure. It's a fireplace room. I believe you have to wait in here for the actual ride. You have to wait in here and for all the people to crowd in. And I think there is actually something that happens with this portrait here. Which, in fact, I think it's changing right now, in fact. Oh yeah, that's quite the change. And it does it so slowly, too, to where you can't tell all the details right away. Like, I think only now it's just changed all the way. Yep, the door's open, so let's go ahead and take a look in there. And this is the portrait room, which has an interesting effect to it, which I'm sure we're going to get to see here in a moment. Here we go. Let's take a look at two of them at once and see how it changes. Looks like the door is actually open to the next area already. But we'll take a moment to watch this for a second. Those statuettes look like they're smiling. You can see how treacherous some of these portraits have turned out. Lights are blinking out. If this was the actual ride, there'd actually be a hanging skeleton on the top of the ceiling there, though I don't think this has that particular effect. And they're reciting, so we're going to go ahead and head on to the ride portion of this. Got some various pictures around. Alright, let's go ahead and give a hop on. And now we'll begin the Haunted Mansion tribute ride in earnest. It's very dark at the moment. I'm not sure. Oh, did something change? Look at the seat. Oh, here we go. Looks like we're going through a hallway at the moment. Very nice. Some more of the changing pictures. They aren't having a... Ooh, Medusa head. Looks like we have some statues coming up here. They've really darkened this ride, it looks like. Just to make sure you can't see too much ahead of you. You can see all the statues staring at us. A couple of the paintings around are doing it too. See the shadow of somebody playing that piano. They definitely got down some of the effects well here from the actual ride. Obviously, it's easier to do it in Second Life than in actual real life. Don't remember the spider staircase, though. Wonder if this is based on the Disneyland ride, not the Disney World one. Though it's been quite a long time since I've ridden it, so... Wonder what the next room's gonna be here. I'm kind of wondering if these darker rooms are actually teleporting us around. Ah, this is the hallway with the candle, isn't it? Yes, this is much easier to make in Second Life than real life, I imagine. Moving on, I think we're going into another hallway here. It looks like that person wants out. Can't quite make it, though. On the other side, we have some doors that I think more of those are going to be coming soon. Had a little bit of a slowdown there for a moment, it looks like. Handles moving, knockers moving. The wallpaper coming alive. Oh, that picture has a face that comes out of it. I don't think that's quite the exit. Tomb, sweet tomb. Madame Leota, I think it is? I think that's her name. When I think of her, I always think of the Haunted Mansion movie. And, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Lots of instruments floating around and all that, too. She's basically in the middle of a ritual, I think, if I remember correctly. Alrighty. Let's see where we're heading next. Ah, it's the ballroom scene. This is probably the most famous out of everything here on this ride. lot of stuff going on at once here. Though another scene later on is actually going to be even more, have more stuff in it. It's pretty neat how everybody disappears at the dining table like that. Everyone dancing and whatnot too. I think now we're heading for the attic. Ooh, pop-up ghost. Looks like the less non-threatening portrait in the house so far. Though up here in the attic is where the ghost bride is. Yep, there she is. Here's that head ghost again. The effect with it, as far as the ride goes, would be that the head would actually disappear from its neck and end up in the box. Though I don't even know if they have this ghost or not in the ride still, so... In any case, we're actually moving to the last main scene of the ride here, which is the graveyard, which is probably the other most famous scene out of it. Looks like we're having quite the downward slope here. Actually, I'm not sure if we're in the right spot or not. It looks like we're moving again now. It looked like it flipped over or something for a moment there. Here's the caretaker of his dog. Not quite enjoying what's going on around him. Like I was saying before, there's quite a bit going on here. King and Queen on the teeter-totter. And I guess that's the princess in the back on the swing. And the singing heads, which I wish I could include in here, but fortunately I can't. We have other ghosts here having a merry old time. Looks like there's a mummy over there. Of course, we also have some that are singing as well. I think it looks like somebody hasn't quite managed to break their way out of their crypt yet. But of course, we also have to be aware of hitchhiking ghosts. Let's see how this ride does this particular bit. There's one ghost there. And the second ghost, our name has popped up. It appears that we've gotten a hitchhiking ghost with us on the third window. That's a pretty neat effect for it, though. And then we have the last ghost of the mansion hanging up here, telling us not to forget our death certificate. If we want to come and join them here. Overall, a really nice tribute to the ride, and it's actually fairly decently mirrored in a lot of ways compared to virtual to real. Obviously, there's some things like the hitchhiking ghost thing that you can't get down one-to-one. It looks like we've reached the end of the ride here. Definitely was an enjoyable experience, and I'd actually meant to do this years beforehand, but I just kept on putting it off because I wasn't too particularly happy with the fact that I would either have to really mute everything one bit at a time or completely mute the video, and I decided finally just to completely mute the video. And over there is more advertisements and whatnot for areas. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be putting out another one here real soon. So happy Halloween.